You are about to see the video that President Trump showed Kim Jong-un, the third-generation dictator of North Korea, that got him to sign the agreement to denuclearize and basically come in from the dark to the west and free his people from the bondage of communist systems. China uses North Korea as a slave colony for raw material. It's the land between South Korea and China, two of the most prosperous countries in the world. Why can't it be prosperous? And Scott Adams, we have this full video on Infowars.com, made the great point that this is one of the best pitches in history. Well, of course it is. Like the Wright brothers, the first to fly an airplane. It was the best flight ever to that point because Trump did a pitch, not a negotiation. He said, why do you want to be communist? You can't even produce automobiles. You don't have electricity. You're a great people. Get out of this. And the negotiations have really already happened months ago as we first broke on March 7th and 8th. That Kim had already agreed to this. This was all going to happen. These negotiations were going to take place. The neocons tried to sabotage it 3 weeks ago. That failed. So you're going to see this video that shows what they've been, the Stalinist hermit state versus what they could become. Let's go look at this. Remember, the GDP of the North is 12 billion. The GDP of the South is 1.4 trillion. How in the hell are two people with the same amount of geographical land, you name it, and these populations, two separate systems? Because it's the same pitch to the world. Communism versus capitalism. All the thousands of choices and freedom under liberty versus communism and the nightmares that it creates. We all good to show this video?
Yep.
All right, folks. Here it is. Again, the full video in HD is up on Infowars.com. It's at WhiteHouse.gov. This is history. Now remember, there's this key point I want to make real fast. I've got to make this point. Trillions of dollars have been made by the military-industrial complex in the 60-plus years since the Korean War had an armistice or a ceasefire. And the neocons and the Democrats want to keep us going. That's why Obama and others didn't want to fix it. This is real peacemaking, what Trump's doing with economic promotion and not a war economy. This is a big deal, folks. Trump is very pragmatic. He's not a globalist. It's amazing. Here it is.
Of those alive today, only a small number will leave a lasting impact. And only the very few will make decisions or take actions that renew their homeland and change the course of history.
We're going to analyze each piece of this. Back it up, please, again, Michael. About to come back to Texas. We're in a hotel room now, not in the studio. So, he's telling Kim Jong-un, in a year and a half, I have renewed my homeland that was in trouble as well. We've already turned things around. Only a few people actually change history and make real destiny. The UN, the globalists, they're all a bunch of followers, a bunch of cold-blooded people that just follow evil, the lowest common denominator. You could change the world for your great people. Start it over.
Of those alive today, only a small number will leave a lasting impact. And only the very few will make decisions or take actions that renew their homeland and change the course of history.
And pause again.
History may have...
You see that? Renew their homeland. Kim, you can be the vanguard. You could be a world changer. You could give up the evil Sith power. You could throw Emperor Palpatine down the reactor shaft. Continue.
Change the course of history. History may appear to repeat itself for generations. Cycles that never seem to end.
Hit pause. This is so incredible. In fact, when I get back, Scott Adams in his video doesn't brag, but it's right out of Scott Adams, but Scott predicted, he said, no, that famous preacher that Trump was obsessed with, that was the positive motivational speaker, we're going to do a whole video on this. This is word for word where Scott Adams is saying about Kanye and Candace Owens in that video, where he says that Kanye West has blown a hole in reality. Remember that video? He said, we're only told history repeats in cycles. But the truth is, Mavericks can completely change it. And I had Adams on, it's true. It repeats in cycles if we stay in the cycle and aren't motivated, empowered, Renaissance individuals. But when we take action, we can get out of history rhyming. It doesn't really repeat, it rhymes. But evil people act the same. But finally, good people awaken. So this is amazing. This is exactly what Scott Adams and Trump are talking about. You can just tell that Trump basically wrote this piece. So let's continue.
And there comes a time when only a few are called upon to make a difference. But the question is, what difference will the few make?
They pause again. They don't have solar power. They don't have power lines. They have 2 cities that barely have power. All that stuff means things to North Koreans. All that means things to North Koreans. Now it shows all these workers, all this technology at the demilitarized zone pouring in. Now it shows the electricity. Here come the engineers. Here they come. Here comes civilization. Just like the South, the most prosperous country in the world per capita. We're analyzing this. Go ahead.
Doesn't have to be the future. What if a people that share a common and rich heritage...
And it paused. And it shows how it was already pre-planned once they agreed in March with U.S. intelligence meeting in the North before Pompeo ever went with the South Korean intelligence and North Korean intelligence. They agreed to the plan to cut out the Chinese, to cut out the globalists. They agreed. Sorry, back it up 10 seconds. They agreed to all of that, and they said, let me see you destroy the nuclear sites. Let me see you come out and say all this. Let me see you do all this. And the neocons are so freaking pissed. The Democrats are so pissed because this is one of their last little communist wonderlands where they can carry this type of crap out. And if they're not there to point the finger at as the bad guy anymore, people look at communist China that's killed 15 times more than North Korea.
The future. What if a people that share a common and rich heritage can find a common future?
Pause again. And see how it's all scripted with South Korea? See how it's all planned by Trump. All rolled out by him, the master reality TV host for the Patriots. Full spectrum drama. That's directly from the Pentagon, folks.
Their story is well known. But what will be their sequel? Destiny Pictures presents a story of opportunity.
Hey, pause. Destiny Pictures, always about destiny. Don't let the globalists run everybody's destiny. We don't need World War III. We don't need this continued garbage.
Well, and they attacked Trump over that yesterday. They're saying, oh, he used some no-name production company. As if this isn't all planned out. As if this isn't a well-crafted
Oh,
piece.
It's not Harvey Weinstein?
No, this is specifically for Kim Jong-un and the Korean people.
And it's not, the video is only showing the planned out stuff of liberty, which has been executed. They couldn't execute winning an election, the globalists. They couldn't predict Trump would win. We did. They understand nothing. They're a bunch of lazy globalists given power 100 years ago by robber barons. We're 3 generations into little snot-nosed brats like Samantha Powers and Barack Obama. F all of you. We get out of the way, bitches.
New story, a new beginning. One of peace, 2 men, 2 leaders, 1 destiny. A story about a special moment in time when a man is presented with one chance that may never be repeated. What will he choose?
They put basketball in there because Kim Jong-un loves basketball. That's why.
And it starts with Dennis Rodman.
Right.
It's saying it's that chance. It's that destiny. This is a sales job to communist dictator to say, hey, we're not the globalists coming to China and setting you up to enslave your people and then leverage out the West. We want you to be empowered and independent and just be a great place. What do you think?
Choose to show vision and leadership or not. And goodwill. Be part of that world.
Goodwill.
Where the doors of opportunity are ready to be opened. Investment from around
This is
the
word for
world.
what we've talked about. Goodwill versus bad will. The globalists are totally obsessed with bad will, deciding we're crap, post-human world, worship the AI gods. Where'd you all hear about that first?
Well, they even attacked
Nothing
Trump.
against Elon Musk. He's a trailblazer. You heard it from me first.
Yeah, they attacked him too for that last shot of showing the condos in Miami because Trump said, we'll build condos.
Then they spun and said, those aren't real ones there. Those are Miami.
That's in Miami. Yeah, he's saying you can be as prosperous as that. You can be as
You
prosperous
got great
as
beaches.
South
You
Beach.
got a great country. You're in the middle of a prosperous place. Real estate is, $10 million a quarter acre all around you. What the hell's your problem? Here, boom.
Investment from around the world where you can have medical breakthroughs, an abundance of resources, innovative technology.
Hey, pause.
And
Again, Trump's already freeing up the suppressed life-assisted technologies as we said he would do. Everything that we've been suppressed as well in America, just like North Korea, because China's the big darling. Continue.
new discoveries. What if? Can history be changed? Will the world embrace this change? Will this leader choose to advance his country and be part of a new world? Be the hero of his people? Will he shake the hand of peace and enjoy prosperity like he has never seen? A great life or more isolation? Which path will be chosen? Featuring President Donald Trump and Chairman Kim Jong-un.
And see, they're together.
To remake history.
Because, you know, he likes Hollywood
To
movies.
shine in the sun. One moment.
Hey, boss.
One choice.
Again, the Japanese, the Koreans are all the people of the sun. So it's all that same stuff.
Make history. To shine in the sun. One moment. One choice. What if? The future remains to be written.
That's right. Don't be a minion. Don't just follow what the globalists want. And they're pulling their hair out right now because they want to continue global destabilization. It's in the WikiLeaks. It's in all their admissions. It's in Tragedy and Hope, written by the top globalist Carol Quigley, that they want global crises. They want to keep North Korea as the detonator for World War III. Trump is trying to sabotage all that for the future of humanity. And this is really powerful information. But the neocons, the Democratic Party, both the Republican establishment, Max Boot, all the usual suspects that launched all the fake wars that Trump was against, you name it, they don't know what to do right now. The Washington Post is saying China's the big winner. No, they're not. China's the big loser out of this, the Communist Party, not the people of China. But it gets more important than that, because when you pull back from this and you think about the message it sends to the whole world, that's why you see populist candidates, nationalist candidates everywhere popping up, and prosperity coming back, because globalism is about making everybody poor, to consolidate control, to take global control with AI computers, to then manage the whole future destiny of the planet. Now, I'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. with Owen Shroyer and others during the weekday broadcast, and I got some other big breaking news about Elon Musk. You remember on Friday, I told you from our Pentagon sources and SpaceX sources that Anthony Bourdain had been interviewed by Elon Musk, or Elon Musk had been interviewed by him, and that they were getting into everything, and he was about to go Kanye West. And the folks that told me about that got in some trouble. But I said in that video, it's critical to get Elon Musk on Joe Rogan, and that came from folks connected to Elon Musk, and it's critical for Joe to reach out to him, because even though Joe thinks he's playing the middle of the road, it's a smart guy, friend of mine, where, you know, he acts like he's not anti-New World Order and he has both sides on. Joe knows exactly what he's doing, and the establishment knows that as well. That's why they're now attacking him. So he's just another domino to fall if he lets them. But notice how Joe announced today that Elon Musk is about to be on his show. And that's good. Joe's kind of the safe place for people to go on. I'm the black sheep, I'm the avant-garde, I'm the cutting edge, I'm the trailblazer, which is awesome. It's my job to tell you about AI gods 15 years ago. It's my job to tell you Trump would win before anybody else. It's my job to tell you about the polls being frauds, or cell phones giving you brain cancer, or your smartphone watching you, and then to be ridiculed, and then when it all comes true, I don't get credit, I get attacked. But see, I'm here to make it safe for other people to come out and speak out. And Elon Musk has got billions of dollars. He's a great engineer. I'm glad he's talking about AI gods and 5G frying you, and we need a human future in space. That's great, because this is the launch of the new human future, not the post-human future the globalists are launching. I just want people to understand the genesis point of the modern waves of all this is Infowars.com and Newswars.com. That's why we're attacked, demonized. There's major PR campaigns to destroy us, so other people don't promote us and don't stand with us, so they'll be alone when they come for them. This is a formula. It's a formula. And so that's how that works. So I've never even reached out to Elon Musk to come on the show. Even big guests aren't big for my show. They want the info, they want the analysis, they want the rants. I turned down even going on Coast to Coast AM because I work so hard. You know, that show has 10 million listeners a night. I'm going to start going back on there. Only because I never wanted to do all the interviews anymore until they tried to keep me from doing them, you see. So I'm trying to go back on there with George Norrie and all the other great folks. And George has been a big trailblazer as well. And it's just important for people to realize that they have picked Infowars first to be shut down. And then they say once they've beta tested that, it's been the Wall Street Journal 3 months ago, it's everybody else. They have congressional hearings. So the answer, if people want to win and be successful, is realize, because for me, being the black sheep of the number one enemy only makes us bigger in reality and history. But if people don't take the opportunity now to realize defending Infowars, championing what we've done, and realizing that is the way as a unified front against the globalists, so they can't censor everybody. If they're able to try to shut us down or even get close to it, that will embolden them to come after all of you. This is history happening. I got into this because of history and understanding. I didn't get into it to be a candy ass and famous or, be in Hollywood or be in movies or, be up there with all the soulless people. I came here to destroy the globalists, bring down the New World Order, and try to relaunch the Renaissance. And I've done it with your help. So I want to commend the listeners and the viewers. If you live in Arkansas or New York City or Florida or Texas or upstate, Washington State, wherever. If you love liberty, you're black, you're white, you're old, you're young, you love freedom, you like to think for yourself, you're not a peer pressure type person, you're not trying to be part of the establishment, Hollywood makes you sick to your stomach, then you are the future. We are the future. Humanity is awakening. Infowars.com, newswars.com, and I've got some big announcements and things coming up tomorrow with Owen Schroyer. David Knight's on the morning with the real news and so much more. Infowars.com/show. Newswars.com is a more modern site, loads quicker. EuropeWars.com is our Europe site. It is an act of rebellion, like signing your John Hancock on the Declaration of Independence when you promote the sites, the videos, and the articles. We're winning, ladies and gentlemen. We're taking action, and we have the light of the universe in our hearts, and we will not be defeated by all the Aleister Crowleyites and all the globalists and all their minions and all their cowards and all their slaves. We have come to smash them and pave the way to real human destiny and real human will, and we will not ever be defeated. We will not ever be broken. We will never falter or waver. We shall go on to the end, as Winston Churchill said, whatever the cost may be. And even if I fall and others fall, it will be an example to others around the world in the sea of minds and souls that are out there to come and launch a greater attack against the globalists and free the old and the new world from this satanic tyranny.